While complications may still arise, indications are that the debt ceiling agreement will pass through Congress with support from Republicans and Democrats. We see the deal as a positive for investors. Neither the far left nor far right on the political spectrum likely will be happy. But we think the agreement demonstrates that, at least in very dire circumstances, Congress can rise to the occasion. What's the potential impact of the deal? Watch Marketscape to get our take.